Vet Tips every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Eagle Country 106.3 WEAG FM. It's also around the world on demand. So that's kind of cool. And that comes with video, pictures, black and white, various shades of gray, and color. This week we're going to be talking about anal glands. And here's Dr. Joel Saylor.
In keeping with our commitment to having fine, informative things during the breakfast hour, we're going to talk about anal glands. Now, this is an interesting, and a lot of you out there that are listening are already familiar with this because, you know, the company comes over and then your dog sits down flat on their butt and their bottom legs are sticking out. And they drag themselves to the carpet and they look at your company and say, "Look at me." You know?
A little scooter there.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're walking along and all of a sudden you smell this horrible rotten fish smell. Okay, well, the anal glands are two little structures that live, if you're looking at the backside of your dog with a tail up, okay, they live at the 5 and 7 o'clock position on the anus of the dog, okay? And they're basically a little sac, okay, that has a very small tube that ends up right at the opening of the anus, okay? And the goal is that these little sacs or glands secrete a fluid that passively travels up those little ducts, and those little glands are right inside the anal sphincter muscle. Okay, so when they're puckering, those things naturally massage those, and the liquid goes in, it lubricates things back there, so basically things don't get hung up on the way out, if you will. Now, what happens, okay, is feces will plug that little tiny opening. And what happens in the bacteria in the feces work their way down into that gland. And that oil with that bacteria starts to rancify. It's much like sitting a glass of milk on your counter for a week, okay? It's going to get rancid, all right? And then it becomes inflamed because this oil is a rich media for bacteria. And these things can actually abscess. And they'll abscess out the back of the dog. And all of a sudden you'll see bleeding back there. But when these glands get full, I mean, they can get literally the size of the end of my thumb, okay? And they're very painful. And so if you see a dog that's scooting, that usually means you got an issue with that, and so you should get them expressed. Now, there's two ways to express anal glands. One, a lot of the groomers do, and they do a fantastic job at this, is what we call external expression. And you can go and do this by, grabbing around that 5 and 7 o'clock position, kind of going in behind, squeezing up and pulling out. Now, the other method is what we call internal, okay? And that's where we actually go in, we use a gloved hand and go in into the anal sphincter and we isolate it with our fingers. That's not something that we expect our groomers to have to do, nor an owner do that. So that's something that we do, and that sometimes in these really thickened, the term we use is inspissated glands, that sometimes is the only way to get these things expressed. And if they don't get expressed, a lot of times they will abscess. Now, not every dog has a problem with anal glands, okay? So if you've never had any of these odd behaviors, things like that, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll know if your dog has anal gland problems. It's not going to sneak up on you, okay? But if you do, it's a good idea when they're just in that early scooting phase, go ahead and get to your groomer or get to your veterinarian,
right,
and get those glands expressed. And we're fortunate because the groomers in our area are very good at doing the external anal gland stuff on that. So if you've got a regular groomer you work with, just remind them about that.
I know a lot of people come up to you and they say, "Oh, I heard you on the radio," and that's kind of cool. Since we've gone with high tech and everything, and being on the World Wide Web, have you heard any situations like that? People come up and say, "Hey, yeah, I like that shirt you guys got there with the Town and Country," or
No, I haven't, but I do get. You'll look and I'll be wearing the same red shirt, and it always seems like whenever we record, I have my favorite shirts. I don't have a huge wardrobe,
and you're not thinking, "Oh, that's the day I'm doing the thing."
Yeah, so I have to really try and be intentional about switching shirt colors out. Otherwise, it looks like I only have one red shirt. So
He's got plenty.
Yeah, but well, actually, I don't. but the point is, but yeah, I haven't had anybody make any comments about what I'm wearing. The thing. Maybe I should come in a Hawaiian shirt. Maybe I will.
Now, people watch on the computer, but they can get you on their iPhones too, right?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel.
YouTube.
Yeah.
How about my Dick Tracy watch? Can we get it on that? No.
I don't know about that one. I'm sure there's an app for that, though.
Okay. We'll be back right after this.